Where are all the humans that go missing? Well, there's a theory that they're being used as slaves on other planets by aliens. Now, this site here called space.com talks about it. The Independent newspaper also talks about, is it possible? Where are they going? Now, look at the statistics. How many people per year go missing? That's a hell of a lot, and that's just in the States. Look how many children go missing. 800,000 a year. That's just incredible. Now, there is one person that's actually looking into this, and it's a guy called David Paulides, and he was a former police officer. I'm going to cover him on the next video because he's narrowed down certain things to why people go missing. So I'll cover that in the next video. Hundreds of thousands of people go missing each year in every country. So David Paulides, ex-police officer, has looked into this significantly using his detective skills, and he's done many books and series called Missing 411. The one I'm looking at now is The Hunted. Now, this particular one, he covers hunters that go out in the woods to hunt deer or whatever, and then they disappear. Now, normally it's just the last person or the first person in a group. When I say last person, someone walking and no one else has got eyes on them. So it's always the person that's not got eyes is the one that goes missing, which makes it really strange. And I will cover more of Missing 411 when I get to portals. But David's noticed that some German scientists have gone missing. Now, I think that's slightly different from these other missing ones. I think they're probably abducted by Nazis or aliens to use. So quartz in limestone has this fantastic ability to be levitated, as I mentioned before, but also I think can actually open, in the right circumstances, can allow the dimensional door to open and close. Now, a guy called David Paulides has done a series called Missing 411, and it's about missing people. And the majority of the missing people go missing in national parks. And when I'm talking missing, I'm not just saying they was killed or whatever. I'll give you an example. Two runners chatting to each other. Suddenly one stops chatting, the other one turns around, the person's completely gone. Sniffer dogs come in and they track the scent right up to the moment when that guy stopped talking. No more scent. Disappeared. So the next series of videos that I'm going to be doing is talking about missing people and the connection between limestone and quartz and crystals. David Paulides was a police officer, and he's now an investigator into the missing people. If you've not already heard of him or seen anything to do with him, please check him out. It's quite scary, some of the things he talks about. I'll cover some of his missing cases in the next few videos, but please check him out. It will put hairs on the back of your neck stand up when you hear some of these cases. But his majority of his cases, he seems to think, are in national parks and are centered near these huge rocks, which happen to have limestone and quartz in them. So if you start adding that up with everything else and how they just disappear, and there's no Bigfoot smells, no Bigfoot sounds, no sounds of people being shot, killed, screams or anything like that, no UFOs. So the only conclusion left is interdimensional, someone grabbing. So I'll just give you one example as why I think that missing people, the ones that David Paulides talks about, is to do with interdimensional. This is one of his stories. So a guy was leaving a voice message for his girlfriend or wife, and he was just chatting away. She obviously hadn't answered it. I think it was a landline that he rang. And he's talking to her, and then suddenly on the recording you hear him say, "Oh my God, what's that? Something's just opened up in front of me." He could hear noises. The phone could actually record the noises, weird, strange noises, and he just disappeared, never to be seen again. So, if you start adding the things together, it sounded like some sort of portal or some sort of dimension opening up and taking him, or creatures taking him up. So this video is sponsored by Fridge Door Alarm. If you ever left your fridge door open and lost food, go to eBay, buy a fridge door alarm, because it saves you Okay, little sad story for you. A little boy in America, and it's always America, yes, because they speak my language. I can read their writing. I can hear them and understand. If it was Russia, I wouldn't understand. So I'm sure this goes on all over the world, but forgive me, it's always somewhere that I can understand their language. A little boy ran from the back of his house, front of his house in a rural part of America, round to the back. Never made it round the back, and search parties were called out for 5 weeks. They searched everywhere, and then one day the little boy was found on a place that they'd searched hundreds of times before. Unfortunately, the little boy had passed. So really strange how that happened, sniffer dogs and everything. But my biggest fear is, imagine a planet that has elite people that pretty much rule everything, and they choose who they want to die. Instead of maybe it's overpopulation, and instead of saying, hey, everyone stop, they choose. Why should they get to choose? That's my biggest fear.